gives me immense pleasure to welcome the Union Minister for Communications and IT, Shri Kapil Sibal, to this session of the National Editors' Conference. The Honourable Minister is also a member of the group of ministers on media, which interacts regularly on national issues. I also welcome Secretary Telecom, Shri R. Chandrasekhar, Secretary Deti, Shri J. Satyanarayanan, and Secretary Post, Ms. Padmini Gopinath. These departments, as you would all know, are responsible for connectivity, whether through posts, phones, or the internet, and are fundamental sectors for economic development. I now invite the Honourable Minister to make his opening remarks, after which the floor will be open for questions. Thank you.
Secretary Telecom, Chandrasekhar ji, Secretary Deity, Satyanarayan Sahab, Secretary Post, Padmini Gopinath, distinguished representatives of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I consider it a privilege to be participating in this National Editors' Conference this afternoon. And I consider it a great opportunity to share some of my thoughts with you on the sectors that are being handled by my ministry. If somebody were to ask me the question that what's the most crucial human activity, what's truly sort of in civilizational discourse, what is that activity that is at the heart of human discourse, and that is communication. There is no other more important activity to man than to be able to communicate with each other. And I think the level and extent of communication will then determine, in the ultimate analysis, the kind of society we want to build. And part of the problems that have arisen today and that we've seen in the last few years is the absence of communication. Now, my ministry is at the heart of the communication revolution that is taking place and will take place in the course of the 21st century. I cannot imagine, and you cannot imagine, कि 10 साल के बाद कम्युनिकेशन सेक्टर में क्या होने वाला है, या 15 साल के बाद कम्युनिकेशन सेक्टर में क्या होने वाला है। 15 साल पहले आपको ये भी इल्म नहीं होगा कि आज के दिन क्या होने वाला है। इतना भारी परिवर्तन दूरसंचार में आया है। I consider all other ministries as user ministries when it comes to communication. Because it is I who have to reach this message to the people of India, whatever that message may be. It may be a message between two individuals, it may be a message between the state and its citizens, it may be a message between communities, but in a sense you perform that role most admirably as national editors. You, in a sense, you put down in pen and paper what the citizens of this country think and what their aspirations are, and reach that to the people, to the government. And then the political establishment acts in the context of their commitments and their vision. But the nature of communication in the 21st century will change completely. In fact, the difference in the last 20 centuries and the 21st century is this, that most communication in the 21st century will be in the digital world, will be through airwaves. Slowly, we are seeing newspapers diminishing in the Western world. India is perhaps the only country which has so many newspapers, and we're very happy about it. But if you go to the Western world, you will find that there are hardly any newspapers. And most news is now coming online. And it's instant news. I mean, you don't have to wait for the printing of a paper the next day. You go to the website, whether it's the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times, or the Wall Street Journal, or any other newspaper, the Dawn, you will find a website, and you get instant news. So we are in an era where the news has to be instant. But this is not just about news. Telecommunications and the information technology revolution is not about news. It's about reaching the people, reaching information to people, not just news. And information, I mean in a wider context. Now, that information can only be reached if we have a network in place to ensure that that information reaches. जब तक हम टावर नहीं बनाएंगे, फाइबर ऑप्टिक्स नहीं ले डाउन करेंगे, तो वो जो खबरें, जो इंफॉर्मेशन पहुंचनी चाहिए, वो नहीं पहुंचेगी.